So this is by far one of my most favorite discussion boards. This is what I call, but why? This is where you guys get to terrorize your family, your friends, or your group chat and make them answer any question you want to the point of them going crazy. So this is a fun one. It's not a super long video, so I hope you can stay for the whole thing. I'm going to explain what it is, and I think you guys are really going to have fun with this one. So without further ado, so, this week's discussion comes to us via Socrates, or as my husband calls him, Socrates. It's fine. Whatever you want to call him, you can. He likes you anyways. All right, so for this one, what you're going to do, watch the video about Socrates, and then you are going to pick a topic, any topic you want, and you are going to drill it down to your friends, family, or group chat under the water and don't let them up for air until they give you a rational response. But why is all your role is. Your role is to keep asking them why, keep poking holes in what they're saying. Really makes them answer the question. So, I'm going to give you more details, but that's what we're doing this week. This week, you are going to pick a title that talks about it could be anything. Like, again, like this one, you know, do fish breathe underwater? They're gonna say, "Yeah, they got gills." Mm, but why? Like, how did nature or God or the creator or the cosmos know to give fish gills and me lungs? And just really drill down with them. Once you do that, you're going to describe the conversation to us and tell it how it went. And kind of go back and forth. I've got a couple other things for you here that I'm going to go in detail in my part two of this video. It should be really, really fun. And then, of course, don't forget your part A and B replies. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what you're doing this week. Pick a topic, ask your friends and family, but why? But why? But why is your role. Drill them down until they give you an answer you're satisfied with. Do not let them off the hook. All right, if you want to stick around, I'm going to give you more details. So, Socrates is one of my favorite philosophers. He reminds me of a toddler, and I know I can't call the father of my field a toddler, but he has that toddler curiosity about him. But he's had such a full, wild life. I mean, he was an aristocrat, and then he was a peasant, and then he was a statesman, and then he was a soldier, and then he was a teacher, and then he was like a revolutionary, rebellious person who decided, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with this system, and he just ended it all himself. It is a wild trek for this man in 399 BC. So if you get a chance to look into him more, I hope so, because it's a philosophy class, and I really wish you would. But so one of his traits is what you're going to be doing today. There's a few parts here. I already kind of explained what you're doing here, so I want to go into here a little more in detail. The first one is propositional truths. So this is those like logical fallacies. Propositional truth for a philosopher is very important because we're not here to debate and get like lost in the weeds. Those little things we don't care about. Like, we don't care about extreme contradictions that are easily wrote off in a first year debate class. We really want to identify the logical fallacies quickly and move on to the deeper questions. Like, for example, if my kids ask, "Can I go to the movies?" And I'm like, "No, you might be murdered in the street." They're like, "Wow, that's a slippery slope argument." Or if we're having a conversation, I'm like, "You just don't know what you're talking about. Besides, you don't even know these people." So I am attacking their character. I'm not attacking their argument. Move on to the next one. So you'll learn in the slides that propositional truth is us as a philosopher listening really hard for what I call just elementary arguments. Like, that is so wave top. No, move it aside. I want to get right down to the deep stuff. I don't want to hear how your logic is flawed. I don't want to hear about slippery slopes or appeal to tradition or appeal to authority. I don't want any of those logical fallacies. I want you to get right to the heart of what we're talking about. I don't want to attack your character. I don't want to beg the question. I just want to nail down what it is you're trying to say in a clear, rational way. So if you listen to like politicians talk to each other, especially in a news interview, Ah, my head hurts because no one's answering the question. They're just going in circles. So that's the opposite of propositional truth. If you could ask someone a question and they could drop on you some clear, concise A to B equals C argument, boy, that is propositional truth right there. So that's kind of what I was talking about in the slides. And that would be the difference between objective and subjective. Our culture and beliefs is our subjective side. We are raised to love certain things. Like, oh boy, I love a little paprika and some red pepper flakes on my fries. That's subjective. But what is a french fry? That's objective. So it's very important for philosophers to identify when they're talking to someone, what lane are we in? Because if you want to talk about subjective arguments all day long and do recreational arguing, I can do that. But if we're serious, we need to define some terms. We need to lay out our arguments and we need to solve this problem the best way we can. That's going to be objective. So take a look around the slides. Give us your best thoughts. Have fun with it. And when you go into the replies, I'm having you guys go a little deeper. I'm having you revisit the last discussion board, look around some stuff, pull out some stuff, and go just a step deeper on this time around. So, this is a really fun one that kind of digs into your investigator side. I hope you have fun with it. I wish we could do this in class together. Um, but I am here for you. Please make me work for my paycheck. So message me, send me an email, and let me help you through this class.